It is all love. So bear with me, all. Patience is patience is a virtue. Let me get this package. Oh, okay, well, both are from me, so that works. Okay, this, both are from me. Thank you all for your patience. Appreciate it. And so, welcome to Winning Wednesdays. So, usually on Wednesdays, what I do is it's a more of a casual conversation, not too many topics that I'll have for you. Of course, I do have something prepared in case no one had any questions. Um, and so, be sure to go ahead and invite your people in. If this is a good time to come in, as I said, ask questions about your goals, about any challenges that you're having achieving them. Oops, any challenges you have achieving them, anything along those lines. And so, hold on, I'm just getting set up. If anybody knows me, it's usually a bit of a production coming through. Here we go. All right, so we are set up. Now, what I'm going to do is bear with me as we wait for some questions to come in. I'll give you an update on what's going on. This has been a pretty good week. Grateful for every single day. Here we go. And let's go back. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Oops, sorry about that.
New here as well.
Sorry about that. Oh, hold on. Did I really just? Okay. Here we go. Sorry about that. I was sharing some things out, hit the wrong button, and I understand. So let me just check and make sure that I have access to everyone, that if you have any questions, that I can see your comments and things along those lines. That's always a good thing. So let's flip this. Never know. I may play some music today. Today's been an interesting day. It's been one of those days where, hey DT, where I am. It's sometimes it's a struggle to stay focused. Many things want to come into your way, and so this has been a day where it's really testing my focus, testing my intention. The goal is, of course, not to, and that's the thing when it comes to your goals. You want to think about your brain really operates on plus, on not negative but positive. So if I say, let me focus on not getting distracted, the brain doesn't understand that. So I have to say on I've got to focus on journaling. I've got to focus on completing this article. I've got to focus on reading, completing my goals. I've got to track my time. I've got to focus on cleaning up my schedule, those things. So you really, when it comes to it, you've got to give your brain the positivity and speak like that. It's the same thing you speak to yourself, you speak to others as well. Hey, Kelly, thank you so much for stopping in. So it's Winning Wednesdays. This day, what I do is I select this day to go over any goals, any questions that people have. So if you've got a question, I'm an accountability coach. I've been coaching for about 20+ years. I focus on success mindset, and I help all those that are, if you just have a question in general, how to get unstuck, how to achieve a goal, how you want to publish a book, whether it's health. I'm a certified life coach, business coach, and entrepreneurship coach. And so this is a great opportunity to type into the chat if you have any questions. Thank you so much for the like. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for that. Appreciate the likes. And please, when you come in, thank you so much. Tapping the screen, liking it, for sharing it, for any heartbeats, anything along those lines. I am grateful for it. So, yes, put down any questions that you may have. I had a good topic yesterday. We had a great exchange. Yesterday, we talked about the 8 ways to train your brain for success. Yes, the 8 ways to train your brain for success. And if you see me looking over, it's because I'm looking at my notes. For those that are here for the first time, yes, I'm looking at my notes. I've got a couple of screens here. I want to be sure that I am staying on track. So yesterday was a great conversation. 8 ways to train your mind for success. So that's one of the key things there. Also, there was one thing I still wanted to do was to share this out. So I am sharing this out to people I haven't seen in a bit. So bear with me. Boom. Excellent. Sending that out. So, yes, this is a great opportunity to do that. So, 8 ways to train your mind for success. We talked about number one is that you believe what you repeatedly tell yourself. So, you've got to begin to inventory all the things you say. If you say that you are not going to do this, that you have trouble with this, that this person makes you feel a certain way, then your brain is going to follow and going to do what it can to gather evidence to support that. So you've told it that, you've given it a commandment. So your brain is not filtering out whether it's saying whether it's good or bad, whether the car is on a straight parallel or it's heading for a cliff. The brain is like, okay, I've got instructions. I am going to follow these to the letter. Done deal. And so that's what it does. So you've got to get the understanding and really grasp that. Let it register. I always say that to my wife. She asked me to do something, I forget. I said, "Hey, when you told me, did it register?" We always say, "Did I lock it in? Did I approve it? Was it okay?" That's something that's really keen with me. I make sure that I'm like, wait a minute, did I really approve this? Did I really say, or was this one of those real quick? Let's just get it in, or let me just say yes and keep it moving. So sometimes it's like that. And sometimes it's like that sometimes. But yes, that's one of the key things here. And so if you see me hitting here, I am. Did I share this out with that person? Yep. So there's specific people that have been here before that I share this. I let them know, hey, I'm going live. Now, if this is your first time watching me, be sure that you follow my profiles and you turn on your notifications so that you know when I go live, you'll get a notification. And that way you can say, well, let me hurry over. Let's see what topics we're talking about today. What's going on, Q? Good to see you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you stopping in. Feel free to tap the screen, share out the live, do a daily heart meet, all those things. Encourage some people to come in. So today is really an open conversation. So if you have any questions regarding coaching, regarding your goals, whether you are professional, whether you have a business, anything along those lines, do that. Hey, Logan, thank you so much. Good to see you. Good to see you. So I want to thank you all so much for coming. I appreciate that. As I was saying, Wednesdays is that open time that I create, that open space. So if you have questions, if you want to go over anything that we talked about in a previous live, that would be great. Well, let me grab some water here. Okay. All right. Grab some water because it's going to be a good one. And usually I'm here 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so let me check here to make sure that I'm tracking with people that are watching here. And if you're watching and I haven't said hello to you, be sure to just put something in the comments, say, hey, how you doing? Let me know where you're calling from. Just a hi, that's fine, because even the comments, the likes, all those things, that helps this live to be pushed out to other people. So if you can like it, you can comment it, you can share it, any of those things there, all those things help push it out to those that know, if you can. So please feel free to do that. Hey, Suzanne, thank you so much for stopping in. So on this Winning Wednesday, my task here really is to present this open platform. So for anybody that, if you have questions now, during lives, I've helped people that have had questions about low self-esteem, about dealing with narcissistic people, how to get unstuck, what happens if you're in a downward spiral, how do you handle that? Um, what are some, how do I raise my level? How do I build confidence? What are my next steps? About accountability as well. So that's what this is about. So if you have any questions that are open, of course, as I said, I do have some things that I can talk about. And so, but I want to really have this open. Hey, Ava, thank you so much for stopping in. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. And say, this live, instead of me, as I said, so Wednesdays I don't do teaching. It's more of a check-in. So we're halfway through the week. I ask people how your goals are going, what have you accomplished, what areas, where have you gotten stuck? What are some areas that you've gotten stuck in? What's a win that you had this week? And maybe you can share one thing you want to improve by Friday. So ask your questions, put it into the chat. Like I said, I've coached executives, entrepreneurs, professionals, directors, managers, anyone that's whether you're whether you're in a call center, whatever business that you're in. I've coached those. I've been doing that for close to 20 years. Actually, probably about 20 years. I know. It's hard to believe. I do look amazingly young. So the modesty does come with it. So be sure that you take advantage of this and ask some questions. And so, as I said, definitely be sure to share this out. All right. So we're good to go. All right. I'm just waiting to see if anybody has any questions. I don't see anything into the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and pick some topics to discuss. All right. And so here we go. And so what I've been doing is that I published a second book. Yes. Hey, Isabel. Good to see you. I published my second book. It got published on July 4th. And so that is enough. Let me see if I can do that. Nope. Here. Hold on. Boom. Let's put that one there. And let's put that. Excellent. Yes. So that's my cheer sound effect. So I published my book on July 4th. Thank you so much for that. Oh, thank you so much. Hey, Migs. My second book is called The Doorways of Life, Volume 2, The Gates of Growth. My first book is a bestseller, so I am a best-selling author. So you're getting now Volume 2, the next step. So it's very fresh, very new. I'm very excited about it. Actually, hold on. I just got a package, and that package might be my book. All right. Give me a second here. Don't worry. All right. I know I've been stepping away, but I want to see if it came. I want to see if it came. So we got a couple packages. Drum roll. I know I wish I had a drum roll here. And so let's take a look here. All right, so we're doing in package number 1. This is going to be some good stuff here. We'll see. Almost have the heartbeat going. This might be, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what do you know? Everybody that's out there, look what came into the mail. Let me put this down. Let me put this down. And look what came here. It is my book, The Gates of Growth. It is here. Yes. Thank you, God. Oh, man. Ooh, this is a book right here. This is hefty. Okay. Oh, yes, I got the blank page. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. I am so grateful. Oh, yes, 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 yes. I am happy. I got my second book. Yes, everyone, let you know it is out. Go ahead and get it. I'm gonna work on getting this in the TT shop, getting it into there. In the meantime, you know where you can buy it. Won't say the name because I don't want to get kicked out, but you all know that familiar place where you can buy books and diapers and all those things there. So yes, that's where I am. Let's go and see who is here. Okay. Yes, so my book is out. It is in my hand. So for those of you who don't know, this is volume two. This is volume two. So go ahead and get online. If you haven't got the first one, oh, Logan, as I said, for the moment, I on here, there are certain things, certain words, and certain companies we cannot say, but it's the Emma to the CON. So let me know if that makes sense. So these are my books right here. The Doorways of Life, Volume 2, The Gates of Growth. Oh, I'm so happy. Very happy, very happy. Yes, yes, Logan. Yep, yep. Gotta spell it because there's certain things you can't even say platforms on here, but it's I'm very happy. So yes, this is my book. I have it in hand. Woo. Hmm, that's okay. It seems like a little the cover seems a little spotted, but hey, I'm happy. I've got my book. And man, in comparison to this first one, it definitely got bigger. This one. But yep, it is here. So yes, go ahead and purchase your copy. Yes, I'm so happy. So this is an excellent day. This is an excellent day. So thank you all. Let me move this over here. So yes, I'm very grateful, very happy for this. As I said, this was published July 4th. So guess what I was doing in the weekend? That's right. That's right. I was working on this to get this published. So if you have any questions, anybody have any questions on publishing? On because what I did, I self-published. So if you have any questions about that, if you have an idea for a book or you wanted to get it here, ask me now because I tell you, one of the things that I am a fan of, I am a fan of saying, this is where I bump my head. Do not bump yours. Do not bump your head. So ask questions, how to write it, how to get it published, all the steps in between. This is the time. And if you want to book some time with me where you want to ask your questions one on one, message me. Send me a direct message, a DM, same difference, and I will reach out to you. That way we can connect and have those conversations. Ask the questions you want. Hey, dear Pearly, good to see you. Thank you so much for sharing out the live. I appreciate it. That's what definitely increases it. Yes, and so this is my book. Oh, I am happy to have it. Yes, as I said, the first one bestseller. So I am a best-selling author, and now I've got two books, and I've already got two. And you know, doing this one, doing this book makes me want to, I want to start working on my next book now because this was a push. My first book was published May of 2023. So it's been over 3 years, just a little over 3 years since I published my first book. But now I've got my second book out here. It is here. It's got my name, done deal. So I'm excited. I'm waiting for some other copies to come because those were just like the real quick. I've got a stack of copies. Hey, Kimberly, how are you? Good to see you. Come on in, share, tap, comment, say hi. All those things. All those things help me. Helps this get out, and so that's one of the important things. But yes, published a book. I'm very happy. Hey, Grief Cake. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna give myself a chair. That's a chair sound. So it's a blessing here. So I am in process. I was thinking about doing a launch celebration because everything happened so quickly. So let me tell you about that. Um, if you because there's two parts. There's three parts to me. There's writing the book, publishing the book, and then marketing the book. So those are three massive areas. And so when in once an area gets finished, the writing, that's huge. Now publishing, that's a huge thing. So I've been self-publishing. My first two books were self-published. And so um, if there's a publisher that wants to come and say, hey, we'll cover everything, right? I'll look into it and see how that goes. Because now that I've gone through the process of these two books, I'm ready. I'm like, okay, uh, I know the scoop. I know the steps to take. Won't be waiting till the last minute. I know all areas and things I need to do, know the sections that need to be filled out, all of that. You never know. And I might create a class for this. Put a class for that. And just put it for like um, 27 bucks, 37 bucks. Like a two-parter, something that people, something simple, nothing, something simple, nothing crazy. Um, some, just something out there to get that. So that's where I'm at. Very happy about that. And so I'm very happy. Um, for me, my personal update, I'm building momentum around my book. I was thinking about doing a launch celebration. I'm going to push that aside. I'm going to just continually promote. So that's going. You'll see more about that. Um, I'm continuing on my daily goals. For anyone who's following my profile, you'll know that I have a set of goals that I do every day. Now, the goals that I put out there are some of that's what you see there. Now, there are other goals that I do every day that I do not share. So that's something that's in here. So while it may seem like, okay, these goals look very easy, those are being balanced. Those goals are being balanced in with other goals that you don't see. So I continue doing my daily goals. Now, the first 2 days, Monday and was it Sunday and Monday? Sunday and Monday, I didn't miss a goal. Yesterday, I missed one goal, which was to by do morning journaling. Today, I made sure that my journaling was done in the morning because that's really time specific. My other goals are time specific as well, meaning that I I aim to complete them by 8 p.m. so that I can post my results by 8:30. Done deal. So that includes and just off the top of my head with my goals, they include morning journaling. They include reading for 5 minutes, eating vegetables, drinking a fruit juice, walking 8,000 steps a day, doing push-ups, completing my set of stretches. As I said, I'm healing my back, healing my leg, so I'm in that process as well. What else am I doing? What else? See, I'm up here going off of memory, and there's no need for me to do that. Let me just go here and scroll down. Here we go. Um, oh, drum rudiments. That's 10 minutes every day, and core practice, meaning that I am going getting back into learning to play the piano, and so I have a set of chords that I've been practicing. So I'm bringing myself back up to the familiar of this. Now, these chords that I've been practicing, they're already formed and created. My next step is to study the structure of them so that I know. So I'm not just playing chords I don't know the names of. I know why this is a D major nine. I know why this is an E flat major, or this is a E5 add nine. So all those things for anybody out there that knows music. So I post my goals. I've been doing that. So I'm on track pretty much. Let me see how many steps I have to go. So right now I'm at 5848 steps. So which means that I've got about 5848. So I've got about 2,000 more, about 2,100 more steps between now and technically 7 p.m. because I've got something to do. So actually after this, I've got to move. I've got a boogie. And so I've got to take that into account. Other things that I can do. I'm like, okay. So you never know. This live may be shorter than the usual. So let me just check. Let me check here, see if anybody's got any questions. Let's see who was in here. Feel free as you're coming in to share the live out. Daily heart meets all those things. Tomorrow also is my mastermind. We're on week 3. So if you're looking to find out more about my mastermind, it's a paid membership monthly, and we meet weekly. For those in my mastermind, you have access to all, you'll get access to the recordings, you get access to any worksheets, any PDFs, any of the things that I create while doing my mastermind. And you also get the summaries of the calls. Because in my live events like you're here now is I talk about the information and I give strategy. In our mastermind, we focus on implementation, on how we're doing, how we're pushing, all those things there. So that's one of the key things is that we focus on that. All right. So that's where I'm at now. And and so looking at this, some I'm excited about my second book. Why I wrote it, why I wrote my second book. That's I was looking at it now. When I was coming up, as I was growing up, I've always had book titles in my head, but I did not have the mindset to write a book. Reason why is because when it came to writing books, I was looking at the entire mountain instead of step by step. What I mean by that is that I'm thinking when I thought of an author, I'm thinking of somebody who has the time, they get advanced, and then they have the time to sit down and they're just typing away at a book. Chapter one, chapter two, chapter three. Um, Research this, typing, typing, typing. So that seemed arduous to me. So I kept putting it off. Good thing is that as a coach, I had other coaches pouring into me. So one of my coaches saw that I was doing a video series. They said, "Why don't you turn that video series into a book?" And it dawned on me there. Each series that I did, each video in that series was a chapter. So I began to put that out, and lo and behold, I was working with somebody who knew how to do some editing, the justifications, all of that stuff there. As I said, please, if you plan on writing a book, um, if you plan on writing a book, be sure reach out to me, ask me any questions, um, ask me some questions, things that you would like to do, all of that. So that's one of the key things. So, um, so yes, be sure that you're doing that. Now, I was thinking about this, the gates of growth, and I said, you know what? We're starting with doorways. And so for me, I was thinking, well, how do you progress? What's the natural step after doorways? And so after doing some research and thinking about this, I was like, you know what? It seems like, there should be a progression. We talked about doorways, we talked about crossing the threshold, moving anything that blocks it, who has access to it, is it partially open, what type of door it is, any of those things there. So what's the next step? And so I said, and it came to me, the gates of growth. Now, I'm a person I do like alliteration. So hey sunshine, thank you so much for joining. And so it to me, it was the natural progression. So I'm grateful that oh hey ask grandpa. Okay. Thank you so much. Let me just all right. Cool. Sounds good. All right. Well, hey, you follow and first you take that first step and follow. Hey Mike Moore, thank you so much. So I would probably say what I liked about this was the progression. That now that there's more to talk about. This was my first book was very conversational. This is conversational as well. However, my second book, I'm now going into deeper levels. Even now as I hold it, I'm like, "Ooh, this is kind of thick. This is kind of meaty." I'm looking at it going, "All right, this is pretty decent." I'm looking at this going, "Man, I'm grateful to have it." I like the layout. I like the structure. I had really structure for this book. This book probably had more structure than the first one. And I like the fact that it followed a particular structure so that as you're going in here, you're able to progress. Now, there's a progression to this, but I did write it so that you could get into you could read each chapter on its own. There are some people that like to jump around, and you're okay. Um, okay with that. So that everyone, each chapter follows a common structure, and so it's it's a blessing to be able to have that. Um, and I've got 4 sections in there, so I like the fact that I section things off. I was really good with that. Hey, Renee, thank you so much for coming. And so, um, how this is that's really one of the ways it's different from this book, from my first book, is that this book takes it to that next level. Now that you're across the threshold of the door, what do you do now that you're here? How do you position yourself? Um, so what I hope that readers take away from this, they see this as the progression, as it gives them that. And so that's one of the key things there. Ooh, hmm. I looked at the cover and I was like, wait a minute. Okay. All right. So I've got to fix a couple things here. But hey, I'm blessed to be able to do that because I see I'm a person that likes that. I don't know why the cover has that. Hmm, I'm gonna take a peek. You all don't mind, do you? You don't mind, do you? I am here. Refresh the page. All right. So let's save and continue. Let's take a look at this. All right. So yes, so I'm going through my book here, and I am checking here, and I like that. I like the coverage. One of the things that just for some reason there's some spacing. I don't think that's I, I don't think that's a game changer. I don't think that's a deal breaker. But I'd like to get that cleaned up, and so let's see what we can do with that. All right. Let me scroll up, and oh wow, it has that on the cover. Okay. All right. Save and continue. Here we go. So yeah, I'm just going to clean this up here. As I said, since this is Wednesday, won't be on here for too long. Let me just check and see if I have any questions, anything that has come in. And let's just take a peek here. All right. So as I said, I am grateful to have this. That's the cover. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's me. That's the cover. That's what that's it. So looks like I've got to make some looks like I've got to make some changes, which I understand. So when you are putting this, it's good to have a second pair of eyes to be able to look at all the things because sometimes some things may slip through the cracks. And so I'm looking at the cover and I'm going, oh, there should be some more spacing that needs to be here. Um, and there isn't, but I'm okay. So we're gonna go ahead and fix that. And so that's really on me. So, but it's one of those things where you learn and you let it go. Hey, how are you, Nisi? Thank you so much. And so I hope that really someone can look at this and go the gates of growth. All right, and then they can just because really, I looked at it and I go, oh, didn't see that, and I'm letting it flow. So I am just grateful that I do have my book out here. All right. So let's just take a peek. Oh, I know where it is. I was looking for the cover. I was looking for the original title, and here it is. All right. So now that we have that, there's that, the final draft, the cover, boom, boom, boom. Huh. Interesting. That is very interesting. Okay. So the one that I uploaded didn't have any. That's why I didn't. I'm like, listen, this one, how did the spacing be removed? That's interesting. Okay. All right, everyone. So one, I'm glad that I have my book. I'm very grateful for it. As I said, with Winning Wednesdays. Hey, Jess, thank you for stopping in. I pray that you are well. So thank you so much. I'm just talking. I'm here as an open space for anyone that has any coaching questions. So I recently released my new book, and I want to make sure. Let me make sure everything is copacetic here. All right. Wonderful. Yep, I do have that. And feel free to follow. It would be great. Uriel, everything is good. Hmm, that got uploaded like that. So how did that happen? I see this. I see this. Somehow, some way was uploaded like that. I don't know. Hmm. All right. You know what? I'm gonna go for the 45 and keep it moving. So everyone, I know this, you may be here going, what is it that you see? So there is just some spacing issue with the cover. But other than that, which I'd like to get rectified before I get to 50, before the 50 comes, let's go ahead and fix that, shan't we? Let us go ahead and fix that. All right. So I'm going to, that definitely does need my attention. So let's go here. Hey, how are you? Larson, thank you so much for coming in. Feel free to tap out screen. Oh, why did I think he was coming on Wednesday? Okay, I've got to go. All right. Well, I've got somebody here. I need to actually step away. And so I want to thank you all. Tomorrow we're going to have a topic, but in the meantime, my book is here, The Gates of Growth. Very happy about that. I'm very keen on that. And so I'm going to move out because I've got to do some things to get this straight. All right. And I want to thank you all so much for this, for coming out, for supporting, for mentioning anything those along those lines. What's left to accomplish this week? I want to encourage you. Be sure that you begin to look at your week and say, and ask yourself, what will make this week a success? Ask yourself, what are you saying no to? What are you saying yes to? How do you finish stronger than you started? That's important to be able to ask yourself those questions and say, what's the next step? How do I put myself in a place so that I'm able to move effectively? That you're able to move effectively, constructively, all of those things. Where is it that you go? How do you move in a way in a space that gets you to that point? All right. So that's a key thing. That is an excellent thing. All right. So be sure that you are following me. Be sure that you are turning on your notifications for when I go live. I'll be going live this week at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow and Friday. Also, as well, know that tomorrow I have my mastermind. Mastermind starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're interested in finding out about that, feel free to message me and I will give you more information about that. I'm definitely here to be able to help, to assist, to do all of those things. All right. And so that's going to be key in getting you to that point. Now, with my lives here that you're all seeing, we talk about information, we talk about strategy, all of those things. And all of this is helpful. In the mastermind, we are focusing on implementation. Each week, there's an assignment and we're building a community that is able to boost each other up. You have access to the recordings. You'll get summaries of it. Are there any PDFs, any worksheets there? You'll get access to that too. So if you cannot make the live time, you can make you can see the recording. You'll have access to me as well. Okay. So, as I said, if you want to find out about my mastermind or even becoming a private client, just message me that you're interested, and we will meet. I will set up a time so that you and I can one-on-one. We can discuss any of the things, discuss where you are, where you currently are, and where you'd like to go, where you would like to be, because that's really important to clarify. Because you've got to have a starting point and you've got to have a target. As I mentioned before, vague um, vague goals are equals vague results. You've got to be able to measure it. It's got to be something that's clear, that's concise, that's to the point. And you also have to have a reason why behind it. So that's one of the things we'll discuss, right? So I want to thank you all so much. I will see you all in the next vid. I know this is shorter than what we usually do, but I want to thank you all. So be sure you tune in tomorrow, 5 p.m. if I come back with another topic, and you'll see me then. Only way to find out is to be there. I'll talk to you soon.